All right, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. And me and
Scott?
Shannon.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
Scott.
Sorry, Scott.
Ashley.
Jessica.
We are all here to talk about, well, I just have to presume, really our favorite subject. And that happens to be shopping.
Yeah, shopping.
But especially Scott's. It's especially
It's
Scott's.
Scott's
Scott.
favorite
Scott's
subject.
favorite.
So we've been waiting for this all month. We're really excited for September 1st because we have been getting really prepared, really practicing, all of us doing our best practicing for shopping to make sure that we're going to get it just right for you all. And so today we're going to talk about how blind girls and guys go shopping. So we're really glad too, also because we have none of our husbands are on this Facebook link with us, and Scott's going to put a little thing up to block them so they can't see it. So girls, it's all up to us. We just let it all be honest and open. So shopping is really important during this pandemic, wouldn't you say, guys?
Absolutely.
I think it's kind of like therapy.
Absolutely.
It really, really is.
It is. I read an article about that. It said that shopping was one of the ways that people are, dealing with stress and just kind of filling that gap and being able to go places. So,
And it makes you feel better too. Like just because we're staying at home doesn't mean we have to look like a mess, I mean, sometimes I do. I'm not gonna lie, but we don't have to. We like to have the option, get dressed up for Chipotle night, Like that's sometimes you just gotta put on something cute.
Night.
I mean, I definitely went a little crazy with the loungewear purchasing at the beginning.
oh yeah,
Oh,
you're gonna wear it. You better rock it.
my new work attire.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there's all kinds of ways that we need to shop. We have to shop for our essentials, and we have to shop for our families, and we have to shop for our, personal well-being and our mental health and our general, looking forward to the future. So, what do you guys want to start with? Should we talk about the essentials?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about that basic food, groceries, diapers. Some of us here are buying diapers. So Ashley, how are you taking care of your family, your needy family, and making sure they have all of their needs met?
I have not, I'm going to be totally honest, I have not set foot in a store since March. So, I've been doing everything online, and groceries, I love to use Shipt. I don't know if you guys have used it. It's kind of like Instacart, which is a little older, but I like Shipt better. I think that they're, how you can buy a subscription for some of those apps. I think their deal is a little better for Shipt. And I really like the options they have. So their app is really accessible. What's that?
Is that the one that Target uses?
Yeah, Target is on there. CVS is on there. Costco is on there. Smart and Final, Fry's, Safeway, all your grocery stores.
Awesome.
And also, pharmacy is on there. So those are great. I probably order from Target a little more than I should because I have a tendency to just buy what I think I need in that moment. And then 2 days later, I'll be like, oh yeah, I should have got this.
Totally.
So I guess I have to order again. Oh man. So I really like Shipt because it's really accessible, and so is their website. It's really accessible with JAWS as well. So those are apps and websites that I use a lot. And then I also really have an Amazon problem.
Oh,
same.
It's really a big
Oh my
I can't even tell you how many times Jordan is like, another box is out.
absolutely, me too.
Yeah.
Did you order something? Do you see the 3 boxes out there? Why? Did you order something?
Don't ask questions, just bring them inside. It's not. Don't
My
worry
dad
about it.
actually works for UPS, and he delivers our packages.
Oh, that's so
Oh, wow.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, you ordered more Amazon? What?
Actually, I
Don't
have
worry
a
about it. It's
question.
fine. It's fine.
Does
Well, yeah, and I had to
uh,
joke with him too because I'm like, do you think the stuff in the house just magically appears here?
Yeah.
Where do you think this stuff comes from?
You're never out of anything.
Ashley, does the mail get dropped off at your house, or do they like? For me, I don't get any shipment from USPS, so I actually have to go to the post office to pick up a lot of my packages.
Oh yeah.
For me, that
Really
makes a
good
big
question.
difference how I buy things. You know, if I'm buying something from Amazon, I'm just crossing my fingers it's UPS, because UPS is the only one
That is
drops
that
off.
is more
a
annoying.
really
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, where I live in a complex of townhomes, and we had an issue, I think it was in April, where somebody broke into our mailboxes. So anything that came from postal service was being held at the post office.
Oh,
And this was
wow.
literally for 6 weeks. It was
Oh my
horrible.
gosh.
Oh
So
my
I was
gosh.
really trying hard, like you said, Scott, to make sure everything was from like UPS or FedEx.
Right.
Because if it wasn't, it was being held at the post office. So when we finally did go pick that stuff up, like Jordan literally had to get 2 suitcases because there was so much stuff at the
Oh
post
my
office.
God.
It was
Christmas.
really bad.
Yeah.
It
It's
was.
like-
I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered this. Oh yeah.
The best.
But yeah, so most stuff will come directly to our door, but you're right. Yeah, if it's from the postal service, they'll leave it in our mailbox, which now the mailboxes are fine, so it's not an issue. We just have to walk to the mailbox and get it, but it was an issue there for a few weeks. Yeah.
I definitely find when I go to my mailbox, I bring like big, like my biggest tote, you know? And I find
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm shoving things in, and then I'm also like balancing a box like kind of on my shoulder. And I take my retired dog Dusty out because she gets her walk to go to the box, and I come in like staggering on the way back. So
Well, I thought it was super clever because I was having all these packages delivered, and I'm like, this is great. My husband's not working at home, but I am. He'll never even notice. And then he pointed out to me one day, by the way, you know, our ring cam shows me on my phone every single time. And I'm like, why don't you mind your business, sir? Why aren't you working? Like, geez,
Oh,
I'm just
man.
geez.
yeah,
Did not
mine,
occur to me.
Cam.
That was
mine
her.
works at home with me, and he's working in the front part of the house, so he knows before me. It's really
See,
unfortunate.
that's not good. Have it delivered to the neighbors, maybe?
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, see,
Like,
I get
got
the
the
text.
It's like when you try to intercept your report card when you were a teenager from your parents.
That's exactly
does
what
not
it
work.
is. Because
I
I
just
get
get
the
stuff
text
delivered
from
to my boyfriend's
Amazon
house.
that will say it got delivered, and I'll wait till Jordan's like upstairs or something, and I'll just run downstairs and grab it, and then run back inside. Just like, yeah, everything's good.
That's
I just want to see how
weird.
hot it is outside.
Yeah. I've been inside all day.
What you're trying to say is, in order to save a marriage, you need 2 separate Amazon accounts. One for
Oh,
you
yes.
and one for him.
And an address,
we
a
both don't
separate
know
address
what
for
to order.
mailing.
Mhm.
Really ideal.
I'm getting the understanding of it now. Thank you.
So-
Need a steakhouse.
So Amazon is very accessible. It works very well. The app and the website. Although I like the Amazon.access. Do you guys use that, or do you use the regular? Have you noticed?
Oh no.
I use the Access one most of the time too.
It cleans up your app because the Amazon website is pretty large. And so it just kind of makes it more like a mobile, or you could use the mobile app on the website too. And it just kind of shrinks it a little bit. The mobile app, you have to click in, like on the description, you have to click on all the links, whereas the Access, it keeps it all in one site. So when you're scrolling down and jumping by heading, or just, you know, using your read keys, it just kind of clears a lot of the junk that you don't want to see out of your way. To get the description. And so obviously, Scott, if we want to definitely tag Amazon.com.
Sure.
And one thing I would say, like for you guys, if if you haven't gotten the drift by now, blind people certainly like to drop that credit card and spend that money, especially this group.
Yes.
So the descriptions that people write make a big difference to us. So like some descriptions, are really great and tell you everything you want to know about the item. And some, they just think you're going to rely a lot on the picture, and they just kind of put just a basic kind of like thing, little blurb about the item. But sometimes it really is great. In the more details, it describes things, the features and details. And then I like to look at the reviews if I'm trying to buy stuff, because you get stuff about the description of that too. It's not just about like how good the product is, but people will talk about it, and you learn more about what it looks like, or different things about it.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm not even like, if there isn't a lot of information on the reviews, but I really am curious, I'll even go to like YouTube and like search like
That's a great idea.
that. And then I can just watch like all the, like when I was looking, I needed to buy a new mattress and I was trying to figure out which one to buy, and I was going online and trying to figure out what I wanted, and I went and watched like all these videos on mattresses.
Yeah.
It's so helpful, like just because they talk about it, they go in detail, mostly for the most part. I mean, you have to kind of pick and choose, but definitely, even with clothing, like if you find a good YouTuber who is really descriptive with what they're wearing, it's really easy to kind of figure out what it is you're looking at.
Oh, that's a good idea
I
too for
think-
clothing.
One thing that I like about what Amazon is doing now is they're stamping like the seal of approval with Amazon Choices.
Yeah.
Or they do
Yeah.
like they'll actually tell you like what is the best under $10 or what is the
Those
best.
little articles. Those
little
are
things
great.
make a big difference when it comes to, you know, getting best reviewed items. Because I usually been buying a lot of stuff that they recommend. So if I
Yeah.
get Amazon recommends or choices, those are usually the ones that I like to buy because I feel like they get certified from just the reviews, right? Somebody's doing that extra step for me that I don't have to go reading every single review. But you're right, it is nice to read people's reviews because they are very funny and enjoyable. So
Yeah,
They
I can't
describe
stand when
things.
people leave a review that's just like, "Oh, I loved it," or "Oh, I
Yeah.
hated it." I'm like, okay, that doesn't
Why?
But
Tell
you know,
me
like
why.
for example, I was in Instacart and I was looking for a variety of chips, and my husband likes Cheetos, so I wanted to make sure the chips that I got, like the variety bags, had stuff that I wanted and stuff that he wanted, and I wanted to get the little bags because I'm trying not to eat like as many, but I do want a little treat, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, well, what are these different? It'll just say like the name, like the cheesy variety or the classic variety bag, things. And I'm like, what does that mean? And so sometimes they have it in the description on Instacart, and sometimes they don't. So I'll Google it, like what's in the classic variety pack versus like variety, multi-pack or whatever. And Amazon had a list of each type of chip, and I didn't want to get like the 40 pack. I wanted to get the 12 pack, So, but, so doing that kind of thing, like just throwing it out there, you can get the information that you want if you just kind of work at it a little bit.
Yeah, you just have to kind of dig a little.
hmm So it's a research project. So actually it's engaging our mind so that we stay stronger as we age, as well as
Yes.
looking great as we age. See?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're doing ourselves a
Walk
favor.
to the mailbox to pick it
Yeah.
up out of the
This
mailbox.
is so
that we can
my
about our health and
exercise.
wellness.
Yep, for sure.
100%.
you
Absolutely.
need to get your steps in.
Yes.
So many things
So
that people
important.
don't recognize about. So with your Target with Shift, are you able to get more than just groceries?
Yeah,
Um,
so they have like some clothing. They're starting to add more. It has been limited in the
Ooh.
past, but they're starting to add a little more. And I really get a lot of baby stuff on there for Liberty, so that's really convenient.
Can you even do like deodorant or shampoo and stuff?
Oh
like
yeah, definitely.
Oh my
Yep.
god, you shouldn't have told me that.
Yeah, I spent a little while on the CVS side of Instacart getting a bunch of things lately. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
pretty great.
And Target does have some cute clothes and cute shoes.
It
for
is
sure.
very
Yes.
true, and their
So, yeah.
descriptions are
They
great.
also have like
They
home
really are.
stuff, like like if I needed like something for the kitchen, like a new
Oh, yeah.
cookie sheet or something like that. They have a lot of that stuff too.
Oh,
I
that's
actually
really
bought
good.
I actually bought my Instant Pot from there, and then I bought some stuff for baking, and I bought a frame for I want to do like a collage wall over my desk, like with postcards. So I bought like they have a lot of stuff.
And I noticed too when you're buying makeup at like online, like even if you're using Instacart or Shift or like the websites or apps or whatever, like if you're looking for makeup and you're like grabbing a sales assistant or whatever, like maybe you get someone who's not great with color, or like you're just getting people whoever you're getting. I know Shannon, you were going to talk about that, but I like just being able to sit like I'd always know, people who would stand like for a long time in the makeup cart aisle, just really browsing through everything. And what I like about online shopping like that is I can take just as long to sit and browse through everything and really pick what I want. And I really appreciate that by really well done websites and apps, shopping apps for us. We can really like take our time and then we do buy more probably. But so I don't know, Shannon, could you talk a little bit about your experience, like how, because you like the in-person shopping a lot.
I
And I was wondering
do.
if you talk about how you get the most out of your shopping assistant.
Yeah, for sure. So, and unfortunately, right now, that is more difficult to be doing. But typically, in-person shopping is just something I really enjoy because, I mean, it is fun to go do, like maybe with a friend or with one of my sisters, but I really like to do it by myself because, especially like having young kids, it is a nice time to be like, I have got to go. Like, I am going out and I'm going alone. So, just going out, and I like to, sometimes it's just nice to go like, okay, get to the section you want to check out and just check things out myself. Like, I just want to be like, okay, I know I love this Macy's and this is the section I'm looking at. I'm just going to explore everything. So I think with a shopper assistant, because if we've ever tried to use one, they can be really fantastic or really not fantastic. And so I think ideally, I really like Macy's. So if you're going to go someplace a lot, and by the way, they do have great sales. So just so we're
Yes.
don't
Yes, they do.
forget about
Macy's does
that.
the best sales.
They're having a sale right now, actually.
Oh, so if you're going to go someplace a lot, I absolutely love to go test people out. Sort of like, okay, I'm not looking for anything major, but I'm just going to go mingle around. Let's see who's over here. So kind of, meet with somebody and just do like something like easy, like, oh yeah, I'm just looking for like some work appropriate tops. Like I really love skirts. And so I'm just going to try them with something really easy. I'm super clear though with people, like, okay, these are colors I'm really specifically looking for. These are the types of fits. Now I want to be open because I feel like if you do find a great shopper assistant, they might suggest something that you would not necessarily think of, but if they're really good at their job, they might be like, just try it and see, which that's cool too, because I do tend to get a little bit closed off, like this is the style I want, but I do. So I think as I trust them more, like if I find someone I like, I will absolutely connect with them. They will often, even if you've gone to them a couple of times, like give you their, information, like, okay, call me at the store and I'll make sure you have my schedule and we'll set an appointment, because you never know if you're going to go in and a shopper assistant just is super busy. It's a Saturday morning and it's crazy busy. So I love to go like a Tuesday after work and, find times that are less busy. But I think it's important, at least at first, to be really clear with them on, this is what I like to wear. This is what I don't like. I once had a shopper assistant try to, well, like, here's this cute skirt. I'm like, this is a cute skirt. And when I was 17, I would have rocked that, but that is not appropriate for me right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, little lady. Like it was, she was, I'm sure it was cute, but I was like, oh, that's not going to work for me. So I feel like you have to be really, advocate for your own style. But it is cool to try different things, because I have had things that I thought, oh, there's no way. And then I tried it on. I'm like, I feel amazing. I was wrong. So that's how you got a really good shopper assistant, because if they're great at their job, they should be able to, tell you like, okay, this is what you've been reading about these trends. Okay, let's look at this. Like, let me see what is really trendy right now. I may or may not like it, but it's helpful for me to really feel it and try it on, even if I don't know if I'm going to like it. So ideal is when you can find someone that you can just keep going back to. Then they know your style, and they might even go like, okay, I found this great dress for you. And that's
I was just thinking about you.
Yeah.
I love this for you.
Yeah, that is the best. Yeah.
But
Can I add something to that?
sometimes you don't get great people though.
Mm-mm.
And it's really important that you have know exactly what you're asking for. So I don't know, one of the things, I think one of the biggest miracles for me has been the Institute of, we do use NFB Newsline, which is a free service for people who are blind to be able to access newspapers and magazines. But since Apple News has come out, basically every magazine you could want is now available to us using our voiceover to read. And all of these magazines that I know I've not had access to, that I've always wanted, are there. And so I'm reading InStyle and Vanity Fair and Vogue and Real Simple and all these cool magazines where you're reading about different styles. And I'm also learning the vocabulary to really use when I'm describing things. Even if I didn't know it before, but I'm walking through and I'm looking for a midi dress, and I'm looking for a midi dress that's got its A-line, or I want a pencil fit midi, is what I'm looking for, and being able to use those words to explain what you want is really helpful. And so I do my research on what I really like so I can talk to people about that.
I think also another thing too, I know I said this earlier, but YouTube is a really good resource.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stylists and fashion stylists and things like that, and even like home decor. So like everything that you could want, and a lot of them will teach you like the different silhouettes, what's good for your body type, and what's good for certain body shapes. There's one that I'm thinking of, and I can't think of her name, but she's French, and she like goes into very specific detail about like what works for this body type, what works for that body type, what colors are good for like summer and for fall, and like knowing like the proper things like what colors are for what season, and even like shoes and like wedges versus stilettos versus boots, things like that. Like they just go into so much detail. I've learned so much from watching her. I can't think of her name, but I'll put it somewhere.
You can probably put it in the chat
in the chat.
later.
Yeah, I can't think of her name, but she's so good.
It just makes me think, Scott, we need to make sure that we're putting shift. Is it SHIFT, shift? Or shift?
Shipped with the P.
Shipped. Okay, say shift or shipped. I use Insta, I don't know. But we might want to put those ones in there too for people. And they both are really accessible. Target is really accessible.
Oh,
Macy's is, if we were to rate it online, I would say it's usable, decent. Some of the challenges I think with the app with Macy's is when you're searching for something and there's more than maybe 30 items in your category, it'll stop after a certain level. And for me, when I'm clicking load more, it doesn't necessarily bring more up, and I know there's more options.
Mm-hmm.
So I find I really use my filters. So I'm looking for dresses, and I want my dress to have like short sleeved. So what are my sleeve lengths I'm looking for? What is a dress length I'm looking for? I might narrow it down to a color, a brand. I might narrow, occasion or whatever, and narrow the filter down to specifically what I'm looking to change my filters of what I'm doing. But if I really, if there's a ton in the area that I'm looking at, I might use my, the website to look at, because I find that that's one of a weird app design issue. But I find the descriptions are really pretty good, and the reviews also helpful for Macy's.
Yeah.
Any of you guys use a website where they have a virtual assistant, like a chat, like an instant chat, or like you're talking to someone?
Not done that.
No,
I
I've never
haven't
tried that.
either.
I was gonna say
Actually-
some websites I've noticed. I know
It's true.
Apple has that. Like if you have questions, you can always have an instant chat with them. Some of them have a little button on the bottom that you
That's a
can
good,
tap
yeah. It's a
That's
good
a really
call.
good.
Has, like,
I
Yeah.
want to
on.
try
Ask
it now.
me like simple questions about like particular product. That has helped me a lot. When it comes to certain, especially like the Apple.com website, I have a lot of questions about a particular product, and I usually just chat with them quickly about it. So.
That's a good call.
That is
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You're talking about Nordstrom, Jess?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Nordstrom is a little bit pricey, but they have some pretty good cheap stuff too. You just have to kind of look for it. But their descriptions are really, really good, and their reviewers are like super, super descriptive, and that's super helpful for me. I usually buy shoes there.
Semi-annual sale, get those shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they have a
Very
great
true.
The
semi-annual.
anniversary sale just ended,
gosh.
so they always and they only have like 2 sales a year. But if you get stuff, sometimes they do like mark stuff down. You just have to kind of look through. But there's a lot of really cool stuff on there that is pretty easy to. Also, I think Zappos is pretty good. They have a lot of different brands, and their descriptions are pretty good. Their reviews are pretty decent too.
And then if you want to do your own version of online thrift store shopping, I actually find that eBay is super accessible. And, it depends on the person who's selling and the descriptions. Sometimes they're fantastic, sometimes they're not. And the way I kind of look at it as, I'm the seller, I'm the buyer. And so I'm only going to buy for someone who's going to do the effort to give me what I need, right? So I'm going to make sure that, if I see something that I don't have enough information, but I'm curious, I'm interested, I'm just, well, you're just not giving me what I need, and I keep looking until I find what I'm looking for. And one of the big tricks I've learned, because people are just like, I'm scared of online shopping and things not fitting. In almost every case, no matter what site you're at, you're gonna find measurements somewhere. Either on the sizing chart, and when you're looking at the sizing, you can usually click on the sizing chart, Or like eBay or places like that, they put the measurements, and they might measure lying flat, or they might measure like the circumference. And when I find that something isn't fitting, it's always because I didn't pay attention to those measurements.
Or even like
So-
sizing can sometimes be like there's a difference between like American sizing
Totally.
versus European
Yeah.
sizing.
So look at those measurements. I literally go shopping with a little Sewers measuring tape, and my measuring tape, I was going to bring it with me, but I forgot. It's
Oh,
in
that's
the
so
other-
smart.
And so it has like the little grommets on each half inch, and smaller grommets for the half inch and larger for the inch. And I literally will measure, like if I'm looking for purses, that's the first thing that made me really realize when I'm looking at purses, they give me the dimensions, and I sit there with my measuring tape and say, yeah, I want that one, that big, that, and it helps me get a good fake idea of what it looks like.
That's smart. Yeah.
So that's made a huge difference for me.
Yeah, I think like sometimes when people get scared about buying clothing online, it's because they've had a bad experience where something really didn't fit or didn't come out the way they wanted. And I you know, you can't just go by a size that's like a number, like, oh, I'm size whatever. That doesn't
Mhm.
work. You have to know
Yeah.
those measurements.
It
Also,
really,
one
and they
thing with
will
eBay-
give it to you.
One
Yeah.
thing
Sorry,
with
Scott.
eBay, one thing with eBay is you can actually contact the seller beforehand before you buy it. And also too, I don't know about for clothes, but for products I buy on eBay, you can actually make offers. And sometimes I even
Yes.
say,
Yeah.
hey, if I buy 2 of these items, can I get this one for free or a discount? I also make sure I look at the shipping costs, because that's one thing that they don't show in the, unless you look really good in the description. You can buy an item for $1, but then they'll charge you $20 to ship it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same
Yeah,
with
pay
Etsy.
What you
attention.
see,
Etsy's super.
because they are not descriptive at times unless you look very carefully. So that is buyer beware when it comes to buying.
Exactly. If you're paying attention to the details, you really will get exactly what you want. And don't buy unless they're giving you the description. Like if people want our business, they're going to give us the things that we need. And hopefully, like we can start really communicating this out to people who do want to sell. And I've learned so much too. Like so often, people want different things for colors. Like the other day, I was just looking actually this morning, doing a little browsing for my just to prepare for this. That's what I was browsing.
Just
Do your homework.
Excuse me. And I saw a Ralph Lauren dress, a shift dress that was Sky Captain in white. Okay, so then I Googled, what is Sky Captain color for Ralph Lauren? I think it was Ralph Lauren, but I can't remember the brand. And it turned out it was blue. So people use really cute names for colors, and if you put that in the Google, you will find out what colors those are. And so, like, or what does it mean when it says something is ruched? You know, what does
Oh,
that
yeah.
mean? And so just look that up. And so learning those terms, if you're really into clothes or you really want to make sure you're getting what you want and it matters to you, you know, those things about how you look, just so easy to get the info you need. And then you really can be in control of what your style looks like.
And then you start to learn, because then you know, like, okay, this length of sleeve is really flattering on me, this length of a dress, because like Jessica was mentioning earlier, I mean, everyone's, you know, there's so many beautiful different body shapes and types and sizes, and it's like we just have to figure out, okay, what do you look great in, what do you feel great in, because of course
Yes.
that's ideally where you want to be.
And even like knowing what you like some people like really classy type of clothing, some people like to be a little bit edgy, some people like to, you know, like there's so many different kinds of clothing styles that it's kind of really important to know, kind of do a little research and maybe try some things out and see what you like.
Like if Scott wants to be spunky, he needs
Yeah,
to
then
know
he
what
can-
that would be, right?
I'm wearing my
Yeah.
gorillas. I'm wearing my gorillas shirt anyway. So
So
There you go.
Amazon has the what is it called? What is it called? The
Oh, Amazon.
Oh, try
Prime
before you
Wardrobe.
buy.
yes.
Try before
so
you buy.
that's
Amazon
a
Wardrobe.
really
Amazon.
really
Amazon
cool
Wardrobe.
way to do that. If you want to check some different things on the site, I'm just wondering, like, totally, like, use those types of options and make sure you're looking at the return process, because some of them are pretty easy to check it out and then say, you know, and you know, buy a few things and send something back to.
I think Express does that too. They do, I don't know if it's like style rental or try before you buy, but they have something similar. Another thing too to remember is that a lot of now, I don't know if it's like since pandemic times or like this has just been happening recently, but a lot of websites do Afterpay, which is really dangerous.
Oh.
no.
That you can buy stuff. I've actually done it, and it's really cool. That's how I buy my purses. But you can like Dooney and Burke, and like I think Coach even has it, and
Dooney and Burke.
Spade. They have Pay or Afterpay, so you can pay. And if you get it on sale, it's even better. But you can pay like a certain amount of money. It's like 4 payments of like $50 or something, and they just take it out of your card every month or every couple months, and it's really
Oh no.
Oh no, it's actually
you have to make sure it's not something you should do if you don't have, if you're living on like a fixed income, maybe, but maybe, I don't know, like it's definitely really cool.
it's a good option.
It's a good way to shop. It's really dangerous, but it's really good.
Shannon, can you talk about Stitch Fix? Because like I want to know about that too.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I love myself some Stitch Fix. So I have to thank my sisters because I had heard of it on like NPR always advertises. So I thought, well, that's interesting. Like, what is that really about? So for a birthday gift a couple of years ago, my sisters got me my first Stitch Fix box. So if you haven't heard of this, it is something where you have to first get set up. So they initially got me a box just kind of based on like they set me up because it was a total surprise. You kind of put in some of your information. You have to put your size. You just put measurements for things and really, really answer a lot of questions about your lifestyle and what kind of things you're looking for. So then they send you a box, just shows up at your house. It's so beautiful. And they will send you 5 items. Now you can specify I only want super high-end designer, which let me tell you, that is not the box that I'm checking right now. But so they have like, like a lower end, they have medium, like really they give a lot of choices. And so what I'm doing is more of like, the mid-range, and there's been a couple things that I would say I didn't like the quality and I sent it back, but most everything is excellent quality and really, really great. So they send you 5 items and you can tell them if you have a preference, but they will send jewelry, shoes, clothing. They do have workout clothes as well. So you can specify. They might even have lingerie. I have not done that, but they ask you what you're looking for. So it just so happened I lucked out the very first box I got. It was a birthday gift. And I am actually happened to be coincidentally wearing one of my outfits right now. That I got in my very first, it's one of my favorite outfits of all time. And everything in the box was so perfect. And it literally and I'm wearing like skinny pants, like work appropriate, like skinny pants. Mm-hmm. They totally fit. I mean, how crazy is that? So the idea is you can have it sent every month. You can have it every 3 months, every 2 months. Like you can do it however you want. So they charge you like a $20 styling fee. So you'll, see in your account, okay, $20. It means it's Stitch Fix time. And that they just send you everything. That's all you pay is the $20 at first. And then if you decide to keep anything from your box, then they will apply that $20 to your purchase.
Okay.
So the only reason you lose that 20 is if you literally kept nothing and you sent it all back, which is, I've never had that happen.
It's like a special treat each time, like a
Christmas
present. Like it's
month.
amazing.
It is amazing. And you open it up and I feel like I don't know my personal shopper because we've never met, but Kaylee, wherever you are, I love you, girl, because she knows me. We only had one really unfortunate misstep, but we got over that and we have really been on track. And the more they send things, you can like put in requests, like you can, like rate things to say like how you liked it or didn't like it. But the more that they know you and know what things you liked and you can, give feedback if something didn't fit right, all of those things, then they really like have it down. Like they really
That's
know.
amazing.
It's really
so
good.
fun.
And if you keep everything, you get a discount too. So
is the box they send you like just individual items or is like a coordinating item, like coordinating outfit?
That's an excellent question, Ashley. So they do typically try to send things. Now, this last time I want to say it was sort of just all separate items, but very frequently they will send like, okay, I'm going to send 2 tops and then a skirt. You could wear either of those tops with this skirt. And then here's the earrings that you could wear with it. And here's shoes. So they'll send you things that you could wear separate, or typically they'll try to have things that you could coordinate together, which frequently I agree with. So like, for instance, right now I am literally wearing some fantastic wedges and these skinny pants and like a top, and all of that came together it as part of one box.
Ooh.
So you don't always, you don't have to do it that way,
Oh.
but you have it as separate pieces, but it's a really good option. I know there's other services that do that. This is the only one I have tried, but
That's super cool.
Just to let you know,
Yeah.
from the men's perspective, they do have a men's line also.
yes, they
So
do. And they
you
have kids
can do it
boxes
for
too.
men and women. And I think there's kids too. I
There's
believe.
kids. Mhm. I haven't
Yeah.
tried
So they
that yet.
have a
but they do
variety
kids.
of, so it's not only just for women. So.
That's true. Thank you, Scott. You're right. You are absolutely right.
Is
Is the website pretty accessible?
Yes, and well, the good thing is because I prefer to not have to do all kinds of technology, but so it's not bad at all. And after the initial setup, there's not much you have to do because they just send you stuff automatically, and all you have to do is just do your checkout, which is super easy and fine. And I would say the initial setup, the only piece that I like, my first box my sister sent, it was like a surprise. So I wasn't involved in that. But then after that, I did get some assistance because they would show you a ton of pictures, which had very little description and would say like, okay, rate this, or how do you feel about this? So they were trying to get more information, and I didn't find that descriptions to be helpful. So it was, in that case, it was helpful to have somebody that I was close to be like, okay, this is like a cool vest. It's like the one you wore in, high school, but now it's back in style, like that kind of context to like, so
everything.
that was that part was not, but I don't think description, it was like, these descriptions are really super basic and not helping. So other than that, but yeah.
And you do have to fill it in, like, the shirt I'm wearing, I actually got it on eBay. It was brand new with tags, Vince Camuto, houndstooth, black and white, ruffled bell sleeves, scoop neck, so describing like those pieces to it and the material and stuff, and so you have to put it together. And then when you get it in the mail, you're like, that's so cute. Like, usually you look at something and you're like pleasantly surprised with how it is. It is true that sometimes you get the description and you're like, ooh, that's not quite what I thought it was going to be. And that happens like knowing your terms and what you're actually understanding, what you're reading and what that means makes a big difference for making sure you're getting what you think you're getting. So that, the surprises are good surprises. And not bad surprises, and hopefully, you can return it if it's really not what you wanted or whatever. I was wondering if we could talk a little bit about home decor, because that's always tricky too. How are you guys handling, like, when you're buying things for your house or whatever?
I know, like, again, I really like YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
I find it super helpful. But even like, just Googling, so once you go into the rabbit hole of home decor, you might not come out.
It's true.
So many styles of home decor. So I think like knowing, it's kind of the same like concept about like knowing what kind of clothes you like and what style you like and what you like to wear for yourself. It's knowing like what kind of feeling or, ambiance or whatever you want for your room or your house or whatever it is that you're decorating. And then you just kind of go from there and try to find pieces that might fit that. Target has, I think Ashley mentioned it, or somebody mentioned it. Target has really good home decor. It's not too expensive and they have really good descriptions. So, you can find cozy things. You can find like boho or farmhouse, which is like a little more rustic-y type stuff. What I think is really cool is you can take old pieces. So like my grandmother has a lot of old furniture and we are currently painting some of it, like staining some of it so that it looks
that's so
stressed.
Cool.
Because I want to make like a reading nook in the back area of my bedroom. So I'm going to use those end tables. Yeah. And so like, I'm like, oh my God, like there's so much cool. It's crazy. And I think just knowing like where to go and what to look for, it can be a lot, but asking a lot of questions. Paint is kind of a big thing right now for me. So I'm going into that rabbit hole of trying to figure out what color paint, because I'm repainting my bedroom. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I know
go
what
ahead.
colors. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I know what colors I want to do, and I know like what I want to see. Like I can see the picture of what I want in my head, and I think like I was able to do a lot of research on Google and YouTube and other home goods and Target and other websites, and that was really helpful for me to kind of put everything together.
I think you kind of nailed it. You got to see the picture in your head.
Yeah.
And so in order to do that, you have to read, again, a lot of magazines, like Jessica said, a lot of YouTube, like Google, like, get a feel for like what, things kind of are, what the feel and vibe is based on the way things are described. I also feel like if you do a lot of reading, you get a lot of subtext about the way the authors are describing different things. And for me, that's really helped me to create that picture in mind and what I want when I'm recreating it. And I also think that a lot of stores do better descriptions. I think Wayfair is really good. Their descriptions are good. You can click on detail, like more information. There's different categories. Pier 1 has really nice descriptions. So is World Market, Cost Plus, World Market. So I mean,
great place.
so I find that they do pretty good at describing the different things. And then you again continuing to like Google what you don't know the terms of. Like, don't just gloss off it like I don't know what that means. Like, go find out what that means. It'll serve you so much better when you're getting descriptions later.
The more research that you do, the better off you're going to be, and the more full that picture is going to be in your head. The easier it'll be for you to create it.
And I do it when possible. I think I try to, mix the two. Like, okay, I like to do research. So maybe we're just, actually out, hopefully in the future, out and about at the stores and checking things out. So like once we were going like near a Lamps Plus and I'm like, I just want to go in here because I was like, I just feel like I want to check out this store and just understand, like, do I think that they have good quality? Like, I just want to get a feel like, okay, when they're saying this style, like this is what the shade looks like. So then later, like that helps me a lot because then I really feel more trusting of like, you know what, this place has really good quality. So I'm going to order online from them because I know that. And so that makes me feel better when it comes to home things because I do like to check it out in person, but obviously sometimes you just need to order things. So I like to at least have a place that I have been and I know that I feel good about it.
Yeah, like a furniture store, it's like always helpful to like actually see what the furniture looks like because sometimes the descriptions are confusing or you just don't understand them.
It's just the thing is there's fewer and fewer like stores and the line's becoming bigger and bigger. So it's really important, just like now kind of going a little bit into the legislation of it, is that we really need our retailers to recognize that being like your online presence for any retailers that might catch this, or hopefully we can connect with them and make this kind of something that we're doing as one of our advocacy projects, is that that the retail platforms that are online are really just as important when it comes to accessibility and the Americans with Disabilities Act and making sure that we can access those services. It's really just important, in many cases more important, because so many of the brick and mortar places are closing. So those descriptions mean so much to all customers, but we're really relying on those descriptions. And so, we're going to buy if those descriptions are good. And we're not good. And so for those of other blind people that are watching, like, don't settle for less. If they're not giving a description, they don't want our business, apparently. And there are lots of places who do.
And also keep in mind that when you're in person looking at furniture or any product, don't be afraid to go on their website and check to see if they have sales going on that time. Because
really
I've happened where you buy something and find out, like, go on their website that next day and find out it's on sale. And some places will give you like a time frame. Like if you bought it within 15 days, if you find it cheaper online, from their own website, they will actually match it and give you the discount or give you the refund.
Absolutely.
So
this weekend is Labor Day week.
Oh, girls, Scott, it is on.
Which is the bank account's going to change quite a bit over the weekend.
Because we just got paid.
We're going to be standing outside all day trying to meet the mailman, is what we're saying. Bringing it to the back. So I know we're getting we're at the end of our hour. I wonder if we could do kind of a quick ratings of shops that we find to be really well done, maybe shops that maybe we think should improve, and maybe we'll start making a difference. So let's start let's take a look at the shops that we'd like to see maybe improve, that we've gone to, that we would definitely shop at, but maybe need a little bit of work in the way that they're describing or the way that their accessibility is. So who are we hoping improves more?
I think Macy's needs to fix their app a little bit.
I think they could fix their app, yeah,
Yeah.
too.
Who
I
was
really
that again?
like shopping. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Jessica.
Sorry.
Who was that again?
Macy's.
Macy's
Okay.
needs some, um,
I really like shopping at Kohl's in person, but their website is not
Mm.
very
Oh
accessible.
yeah, it's no.
but their app is decent.
Is
I'll have
it?
to try it.
Yeah,
Oh.
their app is decent. It takes a little bit, like you do have to click on the description for it to open and things like that, but it is decent.
Okay.
I struggle a bit with Nordstrom's website. I've not used their app, but now Jessica's encouraging me to do that, so I'm excited.
I
about
feel like
that.
the app is pretty good. I feel like it's pretty easy to go through, and it's really, really easy to filter, which is really nice. Because some
Mhm.
websites like is really weird, like they have really weird filtering.
Mhm.
Did somebody say that
Um,
Poshmark was not?
I
Oh,
am
yeah.
really unhappy with Poshmark.
Poshmark is just hard to find. A lot of people don't put descriptions. Sometimes they do, but it's mostly pictures, and you can contact the sellers, but it's I don't know. It's too much.
Yeah,
work.
I'm not happy with them. A lot of the things like let's see, I think like Zara. I was looking there. They really don't do very
Oh
well.
yeah,
They
I
are
love
terrible.
Zara.
Yeah, I love the
H&M too.
H&M
Oh,
needs a lot of work. A lot of those kind of smaller, and those like maybe do like fast fashion. We could do a lot better.
I will say
There-
for makeup, like if you're really into looking for makeup, the Ulta app is pretty cool. And they have a lot of higher end and lower end stuff too. And they have a lot of
Mhm.
sales. If you get stuff on sale, like they have right now, they have like 20%, or no, right now is their 21 days of beauty. So they're having like tons of sales.
Yeah, I don't think Sephora's app is bad either. I think it's pretty usable.
Yeah.
Bath and Body Works is actually works very nice. I really like their app.
Oh, yeah.
I found good experience with their app. We're going into the good, which is good. Again, eBay does pretty well if people that are selling just think about the way they describe, and maybe I know eBay had put a lot of work into their accessibility, and so I know they talk to sellers about keeping their descriptions robust, but maybe they could do a little better job of sort of helping to support the sellers and doing that better would be good.
For workout clothes, I really like to go to Old Navy. Well, for anything, they have really cute stuff at Old Navy.
Oh yes.
do.
This stuff is really
affordable.
cute. It's
Mhm.
super affordable. There's always a sale going on, and it's super easy to browse through their app for sure.
Target has a good site. Their app is and their site is good. They've done a lot of work on their accessibility, and they hire a lot of blind people. So Target's always a good way to go. Walmart is not inaccessible. It's just unwieldy. There's so much clutter and interference in the
Yeah.
way as you're working your way through. It
Yeah.
could be challenging.
Walmart is kind of rough.
Is anybody writing any suggestions in the comments?
Liz,
either?
we're not live, so we don't have any comments.
Oh,
Well,
Hold on,
maybe
let me
We
just
will. So
check.
guys, please put your comments in because we're
Yeah.
gonna come back and look at them. So
We'll look at
hopefully everybody's
them.
commenting.
Hold on, I got a comment from someone. It says it's past 1:00, and why are you not in late meeting?
That's true. Sorry.
Yikes.
My man.
Yeah, so go out there, guys, and shop away. If you feel like it's something that has always seemed a little bit intimidating, don't feel that way. Trust us. We know shopping is something that we get a lot of joy out of. And if
Yeah.
you don't like shopping and it's not something that's your favorite, well, that's okay too. But know that you still have to get. And there are a lot of sites that, that just some tips for how you can get what you need and get in and get out and live your lives. So.
And just have fun with it. It can be really fun to just lay in bed and browse through like Target for like
That's
10 hours
great.
if you wanted to.
Yeah, not that any of us
I don't ever do that, but I'm
does
just
that.
saying.
separate accounts or separate credit cards or separate any of those things.
Oh, I was also
That's
gonna
your
say,
takeaway.
I kind of forgot, but I was going to say too, really quick. There are a lot of really cool places for like for example, Dick's Sporting Goods is really good if you're somebody who likes to go hiking and
Yeah.
and to get
Oh,
clothes
cool.
and shoes and things like that. Their online website's pretty easy to use.
If they wanted to get in touch with any of you, would you like to give out your contact information? If you guys are like a company wants to reach out to any of you to talk about accessibility for websites.
Any of us, we'd all like
Yeah.
to talk to you. So
Yeah.
I'm A Porterfield, Porter at savvy.us.
I'm S Mandadi at savvy.us, which is SMANDADI at savvy.us.
I'm Jessica. I'm Jay Rojas at savvy.us. So JROJAS at savvy.us.
And I'm Ashley A. Moon, AMOON at savvy.us.
And I'm Scott Tokunaga. It's STOKUNAGA at savvy.us. Thank you everyone for attending our Lunch and Learn. Feel free to comment down below and we'll post this very shortly. And thank you very much for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.